everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you all are fine today. In this video, I want to talk about one comment that I got on my video. The comment was like, "Ma'am, why don't you make videos in Hindi so that people can understand you and people can use your tips and techniques to improve their speaking skills in English?" I agree in some extent, but if you really want to become fluent in English, then you have to encounter two English language. Okay? If you really want to become fluent in English, you have to listen to it, you have to watch stuff in English language, you have to watch shows, podcasts, interviews, movies in English language. You have to force yourself to understand English because this is a language and you want to improve your speaking skills in that language. So if I make videos entirely in Hindi language, then perhaps it might something like you are not going to become fluent in English because I am speaking in Hindi and you will listen to my videos in Hindi language. So it will like you will improve nothing. So if you want to become fluent in English, you have to immerse yourself in English language. You have to absorb that language. You have to absorb. I hope that you know the meaning of absorb. You have to absorb that language. You have to read books in English language. You have to watch shows, movies or podcast interviews, anything in English language. You have to listen to audios in English language. You have to speak in English language. So entirely and ultimately you are supposed to surround yourself with English language only. So if I make videos in Hindi, I can make one video in Hindi, but you have to go through that process. You have to encounter that English language. Okay, you can take example of swimming. If you want to learn swimming, how to swim, you can go through books, you can understand theory of swimming, posture, pose, but ultimately you have to dive into the water and you have to throw yourself into the water in practical way. So if you want to become fluent in English, you have to speak it out, and in order to speak in English, you have to listen to English language. You have to watch stuff, content in English language, and then you have some input, some grammar rules, some words, sentence formation in your mind. You have those kind of inputs of English language, and then you are ready to speak in English language. But first you have to listen to them, people who are speaking in English language. Okay, so you can get the tips and techniques by Hindi videos to be able to speaking in English, that you are supposed to do that, you are supposed to do this to become fluent in English. But ultimately you have to input the stuff of English language, word, sentence formation, and you have to force yourself to understand English language. If I talk about myself, then I haven't learned English and I am able to speak in English by listening to English audio or watching movies when I was not able to understand a single word, but I had forced myself to understand English. So it is very, very crucial for you to force yourself to understand English. I hope that you are getting my point. You have to force yourself. And the other thing I want to share it with you, that you have to love this process, you have to leave this process, you have to be obsessed with this process, and you have to enjoy this process. Okay, do not worry about your goal. Your goal is to become fluent in English. Okay, but do not focus only on goal, focus on process. You have to leave that process, you have to own that process. So for that, you have to make yourself be ready for this process, and you have to watch many movies and shows, interviews or podcasts to understand English language. Okay, just think about a baby. When we were baby, when we were small, we were surrounded by people, our family members, our parents, who were speaking in our mother tongue. Okay, so we were not able to speak in our initial days. We had that input because we were listening to our parents, family members and neighbors and other people speaking in mother tongue. So we were just listening and we were observing things, language, how it is used, what kind of words are used in certain kind of situations, circumstances. Okay, so you have to absorb the language, and for that you have to listen to many videos, you have to watch many movies in English, what kind of words they are using, their pronunciation, their accent, sentence formation, dialogues delivery, okay, with expression. And that's how you can learn English language. So please try to understand that if I make videos in Hindi, it will be of no use. I can make one or two videos in Hindi, but ultimately you have to learn English language. This is a language. So you can start with simple English. You can read storybooks of children because they have very easy words, easy sentence formation, easy language. Okay, simple English. And make sure that you surround yourself with English language. You have to create an atmosphere of English language in order to become fluent in English. So please try to understand, if you want to become fluent in English, you have to read in English, read books in English, you have to watch videos in English, you have to speak in English, and yes, you have to write in English. It will improve your 4 phases of English language. You can write, you can speak, you can listen to. You are not supposed to do just one thing. Do not just watch movies in English language. Do not just read. Do not just write. You have to speak, you have to listen to, you have to read books. These 4 or 5 variety of activities you are supposed to do. Okay, just talk to yourself. Try to record yourself. Video recording, audio recording. You can write journal. You can describe your routine in front of your mirror. You can talk to yourself. There are many applications out there. You can use those apps to talk to someone who are willing to speak in English with you. Okay, you can find a partner who can talk to you in English. So that's how you can improve yourself. You are just complaining about everything and you have excuses, but there are many resources you have. Please just do utilize those resources, because you have your mobile phone, you have internet, you have books, you can watch any movies at home in your mobile phone. Everyone has mobile phone with internet nowadays. Okay, so please understand and do not underestimate yourself. Believe in yourself. Okay, believe in yourself. You can do it. And we all know that if we want to become fluent in English, we have to speak in English. Okay, So try to speak in English. You can do it. I will see you in my next video with new topic. Believe in yourself. Work hard with consistency. Take care. Bye. Good night.